Day 5.
It is day Cinco.
Okay, point number one. We are secure because of the work of Christ. We're secure because of the work of Christ. Paul says here, if God is for us, this isn't a question like we would use it in English. If. This is a better translation here would be because. Because God is for us, who can be against us? What can possibly come against us if this God is so for us? In fact, he says, why would he bring condemnation now since he's already brought it on his own son? But we don't think like that. We think religiously instead of relationally.
by the sheep gate, where we just go by. There you go. A pool airment called Bethesda. Pools of Bethesda, which has 5 covered colonnades, and you will literally see how the covered colonnades went. In these lay a multitude of invalids, blind, lame, and paralyzed. Why did they go lay there? This is huge. You got to know this.
To get healed.
Okay. Why that spot? Why did they lay there? They really believed that when the water stirred, not all of them, but who could be healed? The first one to get in and touch it. Okay. What made the water stir? There's a dam upstream. When they opened the gate, the water would come out, and what would the water do? Now, if you've ever been to Lake Kiwi or on the backside of it, and I've been down there fishing before, and they blow the whistle, and they open up the gates, and here comes the water. What's the water do the whole time for probably half a mile? You don't want to get caught in it. I mean, in your boat, you're fine, but if you're swimming, it'll get you. So they had a pagan belief the first guy to get into the water would get healed. What about the second guy? He's out of luck. Okay.
Next year.
next time it's the world. There you go. In these lay a multitude of invalids, blind, lame, paralyzed. One man was there who had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he'd already been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be healed?" Got to get this. How many of the people laying by the pool wanted to be healed? All of them. So why did he walk up to the one and say, "Do you want to be healed?"
It's been 38 years.
He's making a point. Listen to me. Every time Jesus does something, there's a point to what Jesus is doing. Okay? It's not just a random, flip a coin. He's making a point, again, of who he is. Now remember, he's doing this on what day? Sabbath. Ruby made a great point. We're in the restaurant. Would a guy who doesn't have supernatural powers come into a place and do that? Because if someone else would have done that, what would have happened to them? But he walks into the pools and he says to the man, "Do you want to be healed?" When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he'd already been there a long time, he said, "Do you want to be healed?" The sick man answered, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up. And while I'm going another steps down before me." Jesus said to him, "Get up, take your bed, and walk."
From Hadrian, 135. The pool, you can see the original pool, the bedrock, you see? And I want to explain about this pool because we're gonna see this in the tunnels. When we go to the Western Wall tunnels, we're gonna end up at the pool as well, at this pool. But it is not the whole of it. You see the wall back there?
Yeah.
Behind it, if we take down the wall, we will continue to the rest of the pool and goes to the tunnels that surrounds till we reach the Wailing Wall as well, the surrounding of the temple. Okay? Why the sisters, here the sisters of the Ekahoma, we call it, the sisters of Zion, they block this because they find a man, for a sudden, they are opening their cistern and they saw a man floating on a door, on a wooden door, floating into their convent. That man was Robinson, the archaeologist. He was checking the place. They realized that if they did not block this, everyone can enter into the place, so they closed the pool, and the rest of it is on the other side. We're going to see it when we visit the tunnels.
Yet it was the will of the Lord to crush him. He put him to grief. When his soul makes an offering for guilt, he shall see his offspring. He shall see his prolonged days. The will of the Lord shall prosper in his hand. Out of the anguish of the soul he shall see and be satisfied. By his knowledge shall the righteous one, my servant, make many to accounted righteous, and he shall bear their iniquities. Therefore I will divide him in a portion with the many, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he poured out his soul to death and was numbered with the transgressors. Yet he bore the sin of many and makes intercession for the transgressors.